As children grow into adults, the parent-child relationship inevitably changes. What once was a relationship built on guidance, discipline, and care must now evolve into one of mutual respect, understanding, and space. While love remains a constant, the dynamics of communication, expectations, and emotional needs can shift significantly. Many parents, often unintentionally, hold on to behaviors that were once necessary during their child's formative years, but can become sources of friction. In adulthood, the result? Resentment. And resentment, if left unaddressed, can create a painful distance between parents and their adult children. To avoid this and to foster a deep, lasting bond, there are certain principles that parents should remember. These are not rigid rules, but gentle reminders, guiding lights to help navigate the complex, emotional waters of adult parenthood. Perhaps the most fundamental shift that occurs is in authority. While your children once needed you to guide every decision, they are now capable adults, often with their own homes, careers, partners, and even children. It's important to acknowledge this new reality by respecting their autonomy. That means avoid giving unsolicited advice. Don't micromanage or try to fix their problems. Let them make their own mistakes and learn from them. Trying to control or influence their choices, even out of love, can feel intrusive or undermining. Instead, try to listen more than you lecture. Be a sounding board, not a judge. Remember, your adult child doesn't need you to be a boss anymore. They need you to be a supporter, a cheerleader, and occasionally a wise counselor when asked. Parents who feel neglected or underappreciated sometimes resort to guilt as a way to communicate their needs. Comments like, "You never call me anymore. I guess I'm not important now that you're married. I raised you for 20 years, and this is how you treat me." These statements may come from a place of hurt, but they often create resentment rather than empathy. Guilt-tripping causes adult children to withdraw emotionally rather than come closer. It feels manipulative, and over time can seriously damage the relationship. Instead of guilt, try clear, vulnerable communication. "I miss you and would love to hear from you more. Would mean a lot to me if you visited sometime this month." Honest expression of feelings is far more effective than veiled emotional pressure. When your child was younger, your life and theirs were deeply intertwined. But as adults, they are forming their own primary relationships with spouses, children, friends, and careers. This can be hard for some parents, but it's essential too. Let go of the idea that you're still at the center of their lives. That doesn't mean they don't love you. It simply means they are growing, evolving, and creating their own worlds. Things to keep in mind: they may not be able to visit or call as often. They will prioritize their nuclear family first. Their schedules and responsibilities may not always accommodate you. The key is to not take it personally. Instead of clinging, embrace your own life, fully explore hobbies, friendships, or passions that may have taken a back seat during your parenting years. A well-balanced, fulfilled parent is easier to connect with than one who is emotionally dependent on their child. As your children grow, they may make choices that diverge from your values, beliefs, or expectations. Whether it's career paths, lifestyle, religious views, political opinions, or parenting styles, their individuality may sometimes clash with your ideals. It's natural to feel concerned or surprised, but expressing disapproval or repeatedly trying to steer them back toward your way of thinking will only breed tension. Acceptance means loving them without conditions. It's okay to disagree. What matters is how you handle that disagreement. "I don't fully understand your decision, but I trust you know what's best for your life. We may not see eye to eye, but I respect your point of view." Judgment erodes trust. Acceptance builds it. One of the greatest gifts you can give your adult child is to transition from a parent-child hierarchy to an adult-adult friendship. This doesn't mean you lose your identity as their parent. It means you talk to them as equals. Involve them in decision-making that affects the family. Share your own experiences and vulnerabilities, not just your advice. Let your relationship grow into something that reflects mutual respect and emotional maturity. Be curious about who your child is becoming, not just who they were. Ask questions like, "What's been on your mind lately? How do you feel about this issue? What would you do if you were in my shoes?" Engaging your adult child as a peer creates a deeper, more lasting connection. Many adult children struggle with setting boundaries, especially with parents, because they fear disappointing them. Pet boundaries are essential for healthy relationships. Whether it's about how often they visit, what topics are off limits, how much parenting advice they want, or how they raise their kids, it's important to honor the boundaries they set. If your child says, "Please don't comment on my parenting. I need space to process things on my own. I'm not comfortable discussing that topic." Don't argue or guilt them. Respect it. Pushing back only forces them to put up higher emotional walls. Healthy boundaries lead to more open, safe, and fulfilling relationships. They are not rejections, they are requests for respect. Finally, don't stop evolving. Just as your child is changing and maturing, so can you. Parenting doesn't end when your child turns 18. It transforms. And the best way to stay close to your adult child is to continue your own personal growth. This could mean working on your communication skills, seeking therapy or counseling if needed, letting go of past regrets or control, learning new things, embracing new ideas. By being open to change, you demonstrate emotional maturity and humility, two traits that draw adult children closer. You show them that you're not stuck in the past or clinging to old dynamics. A parent who keeps growing is not only easier to talk to, but also inspires their children in return. The parent-child bond is one of the deepest relationships in life, but it must evolve to survive. Holding on to outdated expectations or rigid dynamics only leads to resentment and emotional distance. What adult children want most from their parents is respect, space, emotional safety, trust, acceptance. If you can offer those things while continuing to nurture the love that started it, you'll find that your relationship will flourish in new and beautiful ways. So remember these 7 essential things, not out of fear of losing your child, but out of love for the person they've become. In doing so, you're not just avoiding resentment, you're building a bond that can last a lifetime.